Emma Watson has a memorable cameo in This Is the End, but the Harry Potter actress had a line when it came to what she was willing to do in Seth Rogen's absurd apocalypse comedy. This Is the End's title has a double meaning in that its plot revolves around the end of the world and that it serves as the end of the Apatovian era of comedy. The film's stars have all been involved in several Judd Apatow projects and many offshoots. This comic universe has dragged in everyone from Harold Ramis to Brie Larson. You have to know a movie that's a fictionalized version of that real Hollywood world will feature a lot of cameos, and there are a lot of cameos in This Is the End. From Michael Cera blowing cocaine in Christopher Mintz-Blasse's face to Kevin Hart admiring Jason Segel's career, the film is chock full of the greatest comedy stars to work in the 2000s. It's not just comedy stars, either. Rihanna, the Backstreet Boys, and Channing Tatum all show up, and you certainly can't forget Emma Watson's funny appearance. Emma Watson's This Is the End cameo explained. Watson steals the guy's food and water. Emma Watson appears twice in This Is the End. She first appears at James Franco's party, chatting with Craig Robinson, when Jay Baruchel introduces himself. Jay immediately offends, of course, and Watson correctly identifies him as a hipster who doesn't like popular things. While you might assume she dies in the initial apocalypse scene, she returns to the movie halfway through. Right after the guys barricade their home, she comes crashing through wielding an axe, with the ends of her hair singed, but otherwise, she seems to have looked after herself, though it seems like they'll all be getting along. A comment by Jay, as well-intentioned as he thought it was, comes off as incredibly creepy, and before they know it, Watson is swinging her axe at the fellas and stealing the rest of their water and food. As Danny McBride says, Hermione just stole all our shit. It's a hilarious scene. Watson comes off as wildly more competent and bold than the 6 cowering actors who can't even go 5 minutes without getting into a horribly offensive argument. Watson does not take roles in Rogen comedies, so it's particularly funny that she exits the scene as soon as she gets a look at what it's really like. Seth Rogen sets the record straight on Emma Watson walking off the This Is the End set. Emma did not storm off set. Emma Watson smiling and brandishing an axe in This Is the End. Emma Watson does some wild stuff in This Is the End, but she did have a line when it came to some of Rogen and his crew's ideas. According to GQ, Watson allegedly stormed off the set after refusing to do a scene with Danny McBride and Channing Tatum, with Tatum in a leather-thonged gimp suit. Rogen said there were no hard feelings though. Clearly, Rogen and crew were totally fine with what Watson chose to do and what not to do on This Is the End. Rogen went a step further and corrected the language used in the GQ article, which used the word stormed, implying that she was angry with something that happened on set. Rogen clarified on Twitter, via IndieWire, so not only was Watson well within her rights to reject an idea she wasn't interested in doing, she obviously did so in such a professional and amiable way that Rogen found it necessary to apologize and clarify that she did so. Emma Watson may not have been on the set of This Is the End for long, but she clearly made enough of an impression that Rogen wants to make sure fans understand what a great part of the crew she was.